I think that's it, man. We're doing well. We are back, nice and easy. So we won't say we're back because anyway, this is a whole brand new stream. I'm gonna welcome you to today's show. It is this Man RUTO. But on the previous stream, we had some issues with what do you call it? We had some issues with some issues to do with the audio, but I think at this particular point everything is fixed. Everything is okay to the latter. And to the latter and to the latter. Interesting stuff going down today. Today's gonna be a great day, by the way. I can actually already feel that. Today's gonna be a great day. A great show lined up for you. We have everything planned for today's show. Not really much, but we're just gonna go easy venye iko. I hope the stream is not ayendi badala. It is okay. We are good in terms of we're not hanging. Had to hang yani. Some person told me the other day that tuna hang. Hope you're not hanging today. And there's this person called who? Is it Big Man? Yo. What up? It's called Onyango, Kevin Onyango. Kevin Onyango just said, big up, man. I know you won't see that. Seems I'm like the only one who's probably able to see that because it's a chat from the previous conversations that we just had with Kelvin. But anyway, interesting stuff going down there. So today, along my scrolls online, there are times where all you are doing online, you go scroll. So I scroll and I come across a video by this man was say, saizi wanamhype sana. He's one of the people in maybe wanaangaliwa to be like future leaders, among the people who are going to be future leaders later in this country, and maybe watakuja kutulead in one way or another, we don't know. So this guy is called Ndindi Nyoro, and Ndindi Nyoro had something to say, and I found it very interesting because coming from a politician, by the way, alisema something which was very good, and then let us just listening to him and whatever he said. Na tuende pole pole tukimsikizanga. What is he actually saying? What is he saying? Let us listening to Ndindi Nyoro.
The issue of obsession with politics is based on one thing, my opinion. A young person in the US is aiming to go to Wall Street, start a business. Within a few years, he is a millionaire. He is a billionaire.
Just listen to that. Let us pull up vibaya tumsikize tu vizuri tena akianza. Let us listen.
The issue of obsession with politics is based on one thing, my opinion. A young person in the US is aiming to go to Wall Street, start a business. Within a few years, he is a billionaire. Why?
Unasikia? The things that we as, for example, Kenyans, vitu zenye tunataka na zile vitu zenye zina happen are two different things. He said a young man from the States wants to go to Wall Street. Ama whatever, Silicon Valley, they have those places where ama ni technology inakuanga imeboom. Let us just first listen to him before we analyze whatever he's going to say.
Opportunities are there. The market is there. There is a level playing ground. People appreciate ingenuity. Entrepreneurship is appreciated. That is the thing I want us to have as a cranium call. For Kenya to change, Kenya is not going to be changed by leaders. Kenya is going to be changed by entrepreneurs, economically speaking. The leader can only do policies. After policies, when I do a good policy about agriculture, I cannot go and do agriculture as a leader.
Let us analyze whatever he said up to that particular point. So he says, first of all, as young people, ile kitu tunafaa kwa, for example, tunang'ang'ana kufanya is number one. We are supposed to be looking forward to creating, is in getting into business, you understand? And he's giving an example yenye ni mzuri sana about wase wenye wana getting into kitu kama itwa technological solutions. Unakaa hivi unapimia hivi unaona ni aje, there's this thing yenye ina exist saizi which can be of very much benefit, as in you find a way to solve a particular problem yenye iko hapo. So that as a business is better than just thinking we can go make our money uko or politicians, as leaders, as politicians. And then he says, yeah, goes on that ukiwa kama kiongozi, as in change haiwezi come from leaders. Leaders kazi yao ni kutengeneza policies. Take an example, good example, rahisi sana. That is for example, the president kitu yenye anaweza fanya mzuri, for example, for us, like let's take an assumption for us as content creators, maybe because I'm in that particular space right now. Nakuja sema ni aje, me as the president nimekuja nikajua there's so many content creators out here want to have a way of making very good content, unaona, na inaweza wamegia do mingi, but what are they lacking? Equipment, because number one, cameras are expensive, microphones are expensive, the good microphones are very expensive. So what can I do as a leader? Mimi siwezi kuja nitengeneze content but how can I help you reduce taxes on equipment like those cameras and blah blah blah. Toa hata bro, we would be using, for example, Shure SM7Bs on all our podcast, but because the taxes are there on those things, hizo vitu zinakuwa super expensive. So if leaders wanaweza come up wakuja useme ni aje, nitakuja niwaekee these solutions, niwaletee these solutions, muende mzitumie kama ni ile kitu yenye nimewatolea taxes, and then mbuy hiyo kitu ikuje iwasaidie, and that will grow for you exponentially as young people ama as people in business. But leaders inakuwa huko kwetu, everyone wants to get into government just to steal. Let's Ninyoro finish before I continue.
I am doing it for the people. When we are doing policies around finance, around tech, it is not me as a leader who should benefit.
Thank you. It is not the leader who is benefiting themselves. It is not them. And your man unapatanga, our leaders, for example, those in parliament, there is nothing important they are discussing. That is the general finish.
The benefit is for the people. We must make this attractive. In Africa, if I tell you to be very honest, the people who have wameinua mkono juu, why do you want to become a politician? Besides serving the people, because all of us You especially have your personal ambitions. You will tell me you find it as a very easy route. You know for what?
Yes, absolutely.
Because in Africa you are able to extract political rent, and therefore being a politician becomes one of the factors of production. This has to come to an end. Myself, I advocate even for government literally helping entrepreneurs.
But then, I hope on God, this is something the government would consider, by the way, doing. Helping entrepreneurs. Ile ukweli, by the way. Why is everyone wanting to become a leader? It has, I think hizi viti tunafaa kuwa tunabembelezea wasee. Sio wasee wanang'ang'ania hizi viti, wengine wanaanguka, wengine wana go back into bankruptcy. Hiyo do yenye msee alitumia so much money for campaign, hiyo do msee anafaa kuitumia akifanya a business. Sasa politics makes us even more lazy. Because of what? We want to take an easy route because the government nayo yenye imewekwa haija create policies zenye zinafaa kusaidia the business to work and to prosper and to flourish. Wameenda wameweka tu interest zao, wakaenda wakaiba. We should
literally, if the government was to use government money to support entrepreneurs, as chairman of budget, if I'm told to do that, I would allocate that money tomorrow.
Chairman of budget, but I talk to the president. Because for sure, by the way, there are so many people who have ideas. Like the other day, I was paying for bus fare, some place kutoka Kotao. So the amount of money that I was actually charged, nilikuwa nalipa, there was a service charge for 1 shilling. And I was doing quick maths. The person who brought that thing is making a shilling for example, from every transaction. Your gari sema, for example, carries like 1,000 people a day, 500 pay by M-Pesa. So that particular vehicle has made 500 shillings. Do the math of how many cars and buses and so many things that go around this city.
Why am I saying so? South Korea, it was not grown, or it never grew out of, yes, there were policies, but the real people who grew it are the owners of Samsung, the owners of Hyundai and the rest. By being supported by government, the government should just make a way for people to make their money. So it is very easy to come up with an ideology that will galvanize people. As leaders, our goal must not be to win an election. Our goal must be how to govern. And how to govern is from an MCA seat to any other seat, because it is through out of that decision making that governance helps. Winning an election is easy. You can do good speeches, you can promise anything. We must be focused on starting on what would change our countries and then domicile our ideologies around those ideas.
You know, for a minute I was lost in his words and I could just imagine a scenario where that is actually what is happening. That's the case. I can see Maurice K saying, I think Ndindinyoro is very right, saying that the only thing a leader can do is make policies to help you make the money. For sure. By the way, on God, how on earth can the government come and do anything? Hakuna kitu itafanya. Government kitu yenye kazi yenye imebaki kufanya ni kututengenezea policies. There's nothing else the government can do. Because the government is not in the business of doing business. The government is there to facilitate biashara ifanyike. Unaona? So I think for sure Abel Ndindinyoro actually said a very strong point. But now from the outside looking in, I'm wondering, what is he saying? At what position is he in? Talking about that, the person is the chair of budget and whatever committee. He is there. He has seen what needs to be done. He's in parliament. He has the president's ear. Like, this guy would literally just talk to the president. And I'm sure he can just talk to the president any minute they need. But what is he doing? He's just telling us what should happen. What else? He is part of that government that can do that. This guy has like, for example, 10 years. They know 10 years they're gonna be in these positions which are very powerful, by the way. Umse, tunafaa kuwa tunasikia Kenya anasema is what is happening. Don't tell us in Africa that is the problem. No, why are you telling us from Africa? You are African and you are a leader in a country. Unasema ati ungekuwa unapewa budget ati ungeambiwa uallocate pesa za kusaidia business. Just do this, yeah? And I just basically advising. He's the person making, I heard him saying that the budget is going to be, I think, 4.2 trillion. The president came back, said that atapunguza ifike 3.7 trillion, which is very good, yeah? But from the outside, nikiangalia his story, I'm like, why are we having this discussion? Yeah, I should put, if I'm told, do it. I'm a president, mnamwambianga anakataa. Because I don't get it. I don't get it. We should be having such things at this particular point. Tunafaa kuwa na bills kama hizo tunasikia. The only thing we hear huko wase wana complain sijui girls are wearing skirts, sijui watu wenye wanaosavu wanavaa tight clothes, sijui wale watu wengine wanaleta wasichana wengine, like those are the kind of complaints we hear from you guys huko parliament. But you are a leader in that parliament. Same parliament yenye unasema hizo vitu zingekuwa zinatakiwa. Observe something. Come say there is this area of people wenye ina suffer. Yeah? Let us find a way. Now, by the government wasijifanya wajuangi because we know they know. The moment content creators started making money, they were on up in, they were like, oh my days, there is money there and we have to put a tax. Even the president himself knows. But now, when it comes to what they are using, how can we help them? They forget. They don't know anything now. They absolutely know nothing. The government is saying that we need the content creators to be paid by Meta and everything, which is a very good thing, by the way. It's a nice thing, by the way, that actually happened there with Facebook and Meta and that whole thing. But we need quality content that will pay well. How do you make quality content? Through equipment that are very highly taxed. Then they become expensive to purchase. So the government should first of all start to coachini. What do these content creators need to create content? Because I'm sure, for real, like content that is shot professionally, ni kidogo sana. Even with quality equipment, because equipments are very expensive. Like you try getting a camera, you try getting mics, you try thinking about lights, which that is everything yenye na compose about kudu content. But government hai support vitu kama hizo. We need the government to focus on such things. Acha kutupea story like it is you are talking. Sisi ndio tunafaa tuko tunasema hivyo. You should create those policies. Ongelele hizo vitu. Let us as leaders to motivate us. Tuambie we have 10 billion that we have set aside for startups. As government, we have 10 billion for startups. And startup itakuwa vizuri. It is publicized, everything done perfectly. Just 10 billion kidogo. I hear the president sazingine anasema ati we have 50 billion sitting somewhere in the bank. It's 50 billion. Even 10 billion can change this country. I don't know where. For example, I have an idea. The other person is having an idea. Lakini hii idea hakuna mahali pa kupeleka. Because if you think about the finances, the process of opening companies, the process of setting up the business, inakuwa ngumu even for us themselves. We saw today trending that this guy is called, this lady called Flair, Betty, is closing down the business because of, for example, expensive rents. Vitu tu mingi tu, tuseme for example, that's a different case. But that is what is normally happening with businesses. Mtu anafunguanga inakataa because they make the money. The government should consider, for example, wale wase wenye wanataka hii content ilipe content creators. What do the people who are viewing content, what do they use? Internet. How is the internet? How cheap or expensive is the internet? Those are some of the things that the government inafaa kuwa inafanya because they can do it. Nasema kama internet inakuwa inachajiwa this much, we reduce kama ni taxes ama whatever. I don't know how that happens with internet. Reduce it, make every home, every homestead, every corner has internet. Every corner has internet. Bro, at this time and age 2024, internet should not be a thing. Should be a thing of the past as a problem, by the way. It's not like Wi-Fi is like a big deal. Inafaa kuwa kaa thao. You know, like the cheapest is like 1,000. Yeah? Those equipments, those vitu kidogo, the routers, the nini that these people use, zero rate those things, ziingie mingi. Weka wiring ya hizi mawaya, ziingie zitembee, they become extremely cheap to even buy and afford and, you know, do that thing. So it is very bad for that guy to talk about that. That is Ninyoro talking about that. From this side, we see a very different Ninyoro, because Ninyoro should be inside there. Tunamsikia akipiga nduru kwa hizo policies. Anasema no, we should make policies about young people. Sema hizo tusikie. Say those ones we will hear. We will make them trend. We will make them even reach the president. Kama president ndiye azifiki. Take a clip, put it on TikTok, put it somewhere, just record it somewhere. That Ninyoro said this. This is what Ninyoro is doing in terms of the youth. Not coming to tell us that the youth should do what. We are following examples. Kama nyinyi mkiingia hapo ndio mnakujanga na chopa. Kwani sisi tunataka kwenda wapi? Tunataka kwenda mahali hakuna machopa. If you come with choppers, that's where we're gonna go. So it's very different. It's of course very bad when Ninyoro talks about that. Kiwa ndani ya parliament. He should be in parliament talking about those policies and those things that he feels needs to be changed. And when he says that, it will be very good. As he change, acha kutupia kaa ni story. He's not among us anyway. He's not among us. He's just pretending to be among us. But he's not. And Anatuambia you people, young people, should not focus on being leaders. Focus on being what? That is the only thing the people have shown us. The people in leadership, wanaenda huko wanaenda kulala, hakuna kitu kingine wanafanya. The only thing they do is come with choppers. They come landing with choppers in events that you know they've come. One I saw the other one someday saying ati msijali nyinyi itabidi mmekaa hapo. Sababu hata kama mmechoka itabidi mmekaa sababu sisi ndio tumekuja na pesa. Because those are politicians telling citizens that ati mkae sababu ni sisi tumekuja na pesa. Imagine a scenario where watu wenye wako na pesa ni watu humble wametulia, be a businessman ndio wamekuja kusaidia watu. You know. I don't like that. You know, it's a very bad of such things happening in and around our country and continent in 2024. Ndio? But we move on regardless. Ndio? We move on regardless, yeah? Let's move on to hey, this one was different. Na nashangaa huyu mzee anaitwa, let's play this one, yeah?
And the deputy
So, President I think was opening this place inaitwa, it is like a nini? It is a kiwanda fulani ya mzee fulani amemfungulia inaitwa Devki. This guy technically ndiye huyu nini? Ona produces chuma nini but nashangaa president alikuwa hapa anachora aje. Busikia?
and the deputy group remits 2 billion shillings every month in form of taxes.
Sawa hapo. The president is here talking. Oh, I didn't share the screen. Sorry. Let me repeat that. Play.
And the deputy group remits 2 billion shillings every month in form of taxes to the Republic of Kenya. That is 24 billion shillings every year. You've also heard that he pays 1 billion shillings every month in power charges to our Kenya Power company.
Hey, I don't know if you actually heard that really well. You came a transition. I don't know why. Gonna some issues, yeah. You actually have that on screen, no? We have that on screen. I think the imagination yangu inafanya nifikirie is not shared on screen, but I can see it's not shared on screen. I need to transition to that page because I wonder, and I really wonder. The president amekaa hapa anatuambia ni aje. This guy is just listen to this thing again one more time.
And the Devki Group remits 2 billion shillings every month in form of taxes to the Republic of Kenya. That is 24 billion shillings every year. We've also heard that he pays 1 billion shillings every month in power charges.
Hey, my friend, to any investors, for example, listening, is that good news or bad news? Is that good news or bad news? Someone just tell me, is that good news or bad news? Good news or bad news? Good news or bad news? Just share with me, is that good news or bad news? That Devki pays 2 billion in taxes, 1 billion in power charges, like 1 billion. That is good news or bad news? I just want to know. Is that good news or bad news? Yeah? Imagine you are an investor. Now unasikia the country you're probably thinking of relocating to is charging 2 billion. Is umse analipa 2 billion in taxes. Meaning taxes are very high. And 1 billion in power charges, 1 billion shillings. That is like 1,000 million. 1,000 million shillings. So is that bad news or good news? Good news or bad news? Let us hear more from the
to Kenya Power Company. That level of commitment, investment, and paying taxes demonstrates immeasurable patriotism to the Republic of Kenya, and I want to say to my friend Rawal, congratulations.
Congratulations for paying 1 billion in power charges. Power charges, like steamer too, in 1 month. So the guy must be paying like 24 billion in normal taxes plus another 12 billion. That is like 36 billion shillings. Taxes, it's just basically taxes, 36 billion. Eish. I don't know, is that a lot of taxes ama ni taxes kidogo? What do you guys think about that? Is that good taxes, bad taxes, good amount, bad amount? Ama, what do you think? What do you think about that? Your story ikoaje bana? Hey, Devki bana must be making. I buy stuff from Devki, and I know. Hey, hizo taxes ni mingi bana, 3 billion. And you know probably kuna taxes too meet because no one pays taxes 100%. No one does that. If you pay taxes the way they're because that is 36 billion, and then there's the corporate, I think it's called corporate tax or something. Is that the corporate tax, which is I think a certain percentage out of the whole thing. I'm sure these guys, there is a way they just potea huko chini ya maji. Huwezi lipa taxes yote. If you pay all the taxes in this country, oh Lord. You decide to pay all the taxes in this country, you're not in business. You cannot pay taxes according to how they're supposed to be paid. Ukisikia pengine anasema tunalipa 2 billion in taxes, 1 billion in whatever, those people probably should pay like maybe it's 5 billion or something per month. Maybe that is what they're supposed to pay. But you cannot pay taxes fully. No one can. I do some things with taxes. I know you can never pay taxes fully. Because if you do that, you cannot be in business at all. So it's either there are some things, a couple of things you'll have to do here and there. Maybe balance maths kidogo. You cannot pay full tax. You cannot pay full tax. So in as much as the president says that you guys pay 2 billion in terms of taxes, you pay 1 billion power. Maybe you're a steamer and you're wanalipanga. Now I say I'm sure they generate their own power. Na bado wanalipa 1 billion. Aish. The cost of doing business in this country must be very expensive. The president should not be proud of such a moment. Umse anasema bana nalipa 10 billion. Nalipa 1 billion ya stima. That is very bad news because the cost of production is then very high, very very high. Very high. By the way, as a quick business thing, yeah, I feel like chuma zitakuwa na do sana, especially scrap metals. They're gonna be having a lot of money. If you look at the angle, there's not gonna be importation of steel. That is what the president is saying. There's not gonna be importation of steel, meaning ile steel yenye iko huku is the only steel that is just being recycled. Hii yenye imebomolewa hapa, yenye imefanywa nini huku, hii yenye wamewesta hapa, that is all the steel that's gonna be recycled. So in terms of someone who wants to get into the business, scrap metals is the thing, bro. Because kwani chuma itatoka wapi ingine? Chuma, it is melted chuma. That is where you get new chuma. So mali chuma mzee itatoka. Mali chuma mpya itatoka kwa mzee. Na mzee iko wapi? Kwa scrap metals. Pieces here and there, 1,000 kg, 100 kgs, and all those kgs. So a particular person will probably want to venture into a business, unashangaa utaenda business gani? You are wondering what business you can open na ikuwe successful. Go start selling scrap metals. That thing itakuwa na do. And I'm sure even at this particular point iko na do. Sahi iko na do. Just that I know inakuwa na some issues with do na barua na nini. Inakuwa na vitu mingi hapo kidogo. But the business of selling steel, scrap metals, it's gonna be the next book. Itakuwa business iko na do sana. Because for example, the guy Devki from Devki huyo mwenye was doing the opening, I think kiwanda fulani huko. For example, this guy ndiye atapewa tender ya because unajua, you see this guy, the president is doing housing. The only thing housing inahitajika, a lot of it ni chuma. Chuma is very expensive. So ni kama ako na ready market, but ana chuma. So what will they do? Hii scrap metals yote iko hii inch, my friend, okoteni. Put that thing, go sell it, or put up a business, start selling chuma. Is gonna be making good money. Because wakishauza chuma inaenda inameltiwa ingine inameltiwa kutoka wapi? Kutoka kwetu. Wanaenda wanaimelt tena, they make steel ingine. All these housing project that the government is doing, the money will just, that's how money flows down to people. Na get, so hiyo do itakam tu kwetu anyway, regardless of whatever decision the government makes up there. Sababu chuma, kwani chuma watatoa wapi? Chuma iko kwa watu ndio wanaokota. Devki cannot come collecting metals. Ita collectiwa na wase wengine waenda wafungue biashara ya mali. Watu watakuwa wanaokota, wanakuletea. Watu wenye wanakuletea unazichukua, unazipeleka. It's gonna be a very good thing. So that's a good business idea. Just maybe you can investigate on a couple of things that are required in terms of operating that business. Barua mingi. Yeah, and make sure you don't have steel and stuff. They might put you in trouble. Nasikia kuna watu walienda wakang'oa vitu za serikali bana, wakakuja wakaleta hapo. Ndio. So I feel like that's a very good thing that the government has done right there. Ndio? Interesting stuff. So kuna mtu akona by the business idea kama hiyo, or what is required to operate such a business? Maybe you can share down below. What is required kwa msee kukuwa na business kama hiyo ya machuma? What do you think is the most required? Tuone kama hiyo business inaweza kula. Unajua unafungua, you pay for licenses, lakini those things, hizo ndizo policies government inafaa kwa inashughulikia. Inakuja inasema because young people are doing well, just create a thing bana. These things you just mentioned, make them into law and the president. As in, if the laws we have does not work for us, those laws need to be changed. Msikuje kuweka laws zenye zimlipata miaka kaa 50. Kama hizo sheria hazifanyi wakati wetu, those laws ought to be changed. That's why we have parliament and all those institutions, the government, kusaidia vitu kama hizo. Otherwise, it's very good. Kuna kitu imefanya hapa kidogo ime change. I want to guess now, we are 30 minutes into, so I want us to get into the man of the hour. This man, president. I don't probably just want to meet this president. Like, I think it would be a very interesting stuff to meet the president. Like, I'd love to just meet the president. Because, tell me how. A minute kidogo. Yeah, I think I would love to just meet the president, because someone explained to me how it is just being a president. Because let's take for example, the president was in Ghana the other day. He was in Ghana, and Ghana akakaa sijui siku ngapi, I don't know what he had done there. Akapewa zile vitu alikuwa anapewa, the highest honor in Ghana, sijui what, all those things. I think the next time I saw him was addressing, I don't know if it's a UN assembly or something. The other time, then this guy is again in Nairobi. Then sijui he's where? He's talking to wakulima sijui wapi. Oh Lord. How big of a task can it be kukuwa president? I think kukuwa president, I think ni zile vitu zenye watu utamani, but sidhani like ni kitu mtu anakuanga ashai process vizuri what it is like being the president. Let's actually listen to, I think, a speech in Niliona, and I was like, this man, before you take back to the things maybe I should say up before, so we talk about this man, and I probably just want to meet this guy, honestly. Like, I just want to. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I think it should happen. Like, I should just meet the president. Nimsikie.
It is the biggest fallacy ever to say we are...
So this time around, I think he was addressing the General Assembly in New York, and he's talking about the United Nations Security Council. It's a council in only 5 countries, but they have a say, and they have a permanent seat. Hizi zingine mnaguzishangwa kidogo kidogo, like Kenya kuna siku tuliguzishwa. But let's listen to the
democratic nations. When the institution that wields the most power on earth is controlled by only 5 countries, and in a manner that is so undemocratic.
Like, wait, who tells the most powerful people about venye mnarani kitu bana haiwezi? The way you guys operating this thing is not okay. You guys need to replan, man. And he's telling them straight to their faces. This guy was bold, man.
That no other countries have any say. Nobody votes for them. Nobody asks them any questions. Yet they can decide all manner of things about the rest of us. If there was an epitome of a dictatorship, an organization that is undemocratic, that pretends to supervise democracies, it is the United Nations Security Council.
Straight to their freaking faces. Like, straight to your face. The most undemocratic, it is the United Nations Security Council. Who does that? Hey. Hata akina Museveni by the way wanaongelelea huku chini. Ama wanaongelelea Uganda. This guy is in New York City. I think that must be New York City. Umsi ako New York, anaongelelea story. Ako like the most undemocratic. Akuje kuongelelea Kenya. The most undemocratic, it is the United Nations Security Council. Ikidonu by this fair. Straight to their faces. Like, this guy is bold. I don't want to meet the president one day. Like, who's saying fearless? Who is this guy? Let's talk about this man RUTO. And I saw somewhere to go to Meambiwa, but let's actually him finish this speech about the United Nations Security Council.
And there can never be any remedy to that institution until it is reformed and made much more democratic and sensitive.
I love this guy, honestly. I love the president. Sema kweli. I just love how bold he is, na venye yu amua, like Kenya amesema. That's what he said. Like, napendanga do hivyo. That is different. I just love that about the president. But we might not be seeing that, for example, as us Kenyans, sababu watu wengine huku tunamkashifu. Hata mtu anakuwa na nguvu. There was a time he was being praised by some leaders huko. Sio walikuwa wapi hao leaders. Let's just listen to that speech.
To agree with me on something. My own capacity to identify quality, competent leaders. Yes. And I want to thank the people of Kenya.
Oh my God. We are being thanked for having given the world President William Ruto. And here we are. Founding huko juu tukisema bana, we don't know this guy. Enyewe mtu apendangu kwao.
I want to thank the people of Kenya.
He was receiving ovations like all along, like venye tu ameingia bana.
I thank you for giving us this gift.
Gift. President William Ruto is a gift to Africa. But we don't see that in Kenya. We don't appreciate him, this guy in Kenya. I don't know how we would love to do.
This, we can change Africa with this leadership. The AU.
Oh, wait. Wait, that line amesema is very powerful. Amesema we can change this country, this continent with such kind of leadership. That is leadership from someone like the president. That is Ruto. We can change we can change this country if tungekuwa na watu kama Ruto, a very great leader. And I can see Mboro Dombe saying, how are you man? What's up man? It's been a minute.
We want this a fit for purpose. Is the African Union fit for purpose? Have AU fit for purpose? Now, he's our champion on the climb, but we want to make him double champion. Double champion, also champion for Pan-African Parliament.
I think description ya mtu apendangu kwao ndio hiyo. Umse bana wanamuappreciate majuu bana, na huku kwetu tunamkashifu. This guy aliingia na moto. I don't know, ni kama kuna mahali wamemguza hivi wakamvinya wakamwambia by the way tukupe do fulani, maybe for example, I don't know. These things with governments, they're very very complicated. Maybe kuna kitu tu alifanya akaambiwa by the way venye unaongea, because there were statements he was making which were I don't know, sijui kama anaweza pata zenye alikuwa anaongelea mambo ya dola. There was a time wanawaambia by the way dola mnatubeba aje sijui nini. And there was even time alikuwa anaongelea, let me I think I have it here, it is
Regional Economic Commission, about
It is, yeah.
7 people. But what happens continuously when others want to engage with us, they don't want to deal with the troika. They want to invite 50 heads of state.
hapa ndipo zile siku alikuwa amewaka venye ameingia tu hivi mioto. I think zilikuanga zile imaginations zake. Siku hizi by the way amereduce the news story. Siku hizi the president has not talked so much about such things. He's very cautious on what he talks. Na anachill kama ana hold kiasi. He's like forget about it nini. Juu I think venye alikuwa anaenda pesa Isa yake kwa kimalema huko angekuwa anatuambia tubadilisha Africa. Sasa tungekuwa na currency hadi ya Africa, acha hivyo. The pace he had gone with.
So we go to a meeting, just explain to me what kind of outcome you expect where 50 heads of state are sitting. Everybody is asked to speak to 1.5 minutes. Speak to one for 1.5 minutes. What kind of engagement are you going to get? You're going to get nothing. Right? the best that you get is photographs.
Hizi kulikuwa anaongea bwana. Isiko kwanga na chills. Alikuwa zile za by them mnatubeba ufala. And you know, funny enough, he said this, and then there was a time I saw him in the middle with the chairman, the chairperson, the AUC chairman. He was there in those middle of those photographs. Hata after amesema hivi, this man. This time the only thing he got was like a lot of standing ovations kutoka kwa watu. Nao walimpa ovation mingi sana za kusimama. Alikuwa mkubwa. Alafu ni kama kuna mahali amekuzwa mzee. But hey, is not the same person. Vile alikuwa ametumia mambo ya dola. Sasa hii atungekuwa tunatumia dola Afrika. Wangekuwa wamesukumana na hiyo dola. Tulikuwa tumeona sasa hata noti moja tu ya Afrika. We had already seen that. But now, become it is easy said than done.
That's it. Precisely. You get these photographs, they normally line us up somewhere, crowd of 50 heads of state. And that's all we come home with, because there isn't time to engage any serious country that wants to engage with Africa. Must respect first our architecture. If we have said we are going to be represented by the Troika, why are you inviting 50 people unless you want to sabotage the whole discussion?
Lakini hizi siku bana alikuwa na machungu. These days this guy he was speaking so passionately about it. Ungedhani angewaienda. So many things change. Kumbe time ina change vitu vingi hivi. So many things changed. The tone changed, by the way. Angekuwa anaongelea hii story deadly man, lakini siku hizi I think there's just something about power that is not really normal. You understand? The way we see things are not actually how things are. I get, because me from the way I look at it, it's just something that's not as we think it is. Like, lazima kuna njia, kuna position ukiwa fulani, things are different. It's not how we as citizens see it. Unaona, venye sisi tunakanga hivi akili yetu inatudanganya hivyo ndivyo kitu iko. Uongo. Things are not as they seem. Take it or leave, things are not as they seem. Like, nile tu, nothing is ever as it seems. Kuna kitu tu Ruto mali wewe mzee. Aliambiwa wewe mzee tulia. Hii speed umekuja nayo yendangi hivyo. Hii maneno sisi ndio tuna control. Wewe unakaa hapo, mambo inatembea kidogo, inakontroliwa hapo 1 2 3 uko sawa, wewe tulia my friend. These guys wenyewe ndio maana walicolonize. Jesus Christ. But at least there was a moment he shined in Paris. There was a time he was in Paris and alipiga bonge as a speech that at least we felt like anyway we are somewhere in the map of Africa, but it's not like it was anyway helpful. And both of them is saying kwani huko status kunaendanga aje? Kuna story tu tofauti. I mean, why imagine like why piga tu hii situation. Ile speed umse alikuwa ameland nayo tu. Nani angesema ati tungekuwa na African something. I remember even nani nilikuwa nimefanyanga TikTok fulani ya something to do with the Ruto and the African Union or whatever, the African currency, this G, it was seen as a possibility. It looked as a possibility. Lakini maybe for some things to go the way you want, maybe for you to get finances, you to get support from wherever. Whereas kuna venye tu you cannot be against it, because he was, for example, saying, and I don't think hiyo ilikuwa hata ngumu kuimplement, connectivity iko offside. Wait, you guys are not in a hang ama? I hope it's okay. I hope it's okay. Niambie sasa kama iko sawa. So angalia, I'm even lost kidogo. I don't like hearing the connection is not working. Lakini here hii kitu. For example, the story why are we including the dollar between our businesses in Africa? Hiyo sio ngumu maybe kufanya. Sababu ni kusema maybe this currency India, hiyo ndio India ya Kenya, India ya Egypt. Bana tutumieni hizi do kufanya busy. Una get? From Kenya to Congo, hii ndio do ya Congo, hii ndio do yetu. Unaona? Ama tutengeneze do ya East Africa kama ile tulikuwa tumeskamiwa hapa na mzee fulani huko Twitter. Go X anakuja kutuambia they've already released. Some things are very easy to make. But I think there's just wewe unaambiwa hapo, because when you do that you reduce the power, for example, your states, because states all they can do by then, those guys can literally sit down and print money. Wanaweza kaa tu hivi mahali print do kabisa, literally they just print money. Lakini sasa hiyo do wana print sisi inakuja ku affect wao, wana print wana pay citizens wao, wana print wanafanya vitu wanataka kufanya nazo, but we cannot print money the way we want. So rambo mzee bana, hii do tumeprint mingi hivi bana, alafu unataka iende wapi bana? Lazima it must be everywhere around the world. Imagine if you remove Africa from the equation of using the dollar against, businesses between each African countries, uondoe $2. Aish, tunawajia madola zao huko zinakuwa useless vibaya sana. So I think there must be something, being in power and all those things. I think it's kuna tu kitu mahali tu naambia wewe bana, tunakugonga 50 billion tutakufanyia, but it's just, I'm sure the way wanaonanga leadership from outside, the moment they get inside it hits them, this shit is different. I'm sure mtu anaweza ingia tu kwa like, I remember there was a time Jalango was like, if I knew this is how politics were, I wouldn't have vied for a political seat. But now I'm inside, it's okay. But I would have not if I knew how politics are. So that's it. But I think maybe like in this time, watch Shine. This guy I may represent kidogo. There was this time he was in Paris. Hey guys, I bring you greetings from Kenya.
I bring you greetings from Kenya, the land of the greatest marathonas.
And that's why these people see all of us like runners. But this one was a great speech. Hey.
From the youngest continent in the globe, it is wonderful to see you, so many people from around the world.
Wait, how is Africa the youngest continent around the world? Like in the world, how? At what point do we become the youngest continent? From what I've heard, alisema, thanks so much. Venye alisema ni ati the first humans walikuwa wametoka Kenya. Sasa how again is Kenya is in Africa? How is Africa now the youngest continent in the world? Even if tunajidunishanga.
In one of the most historic cities, under the magnificent Eiffel Tower, the joy and happiness exuded by all of us here, I wish it could be shared around the world. The people of Kenya, Africa, and many parts of the world live in the reality of the new normal.
And now then he starts talking about climate change, blah, 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 a lot of things, which I felt like for some reason, ni kama ana push narrative fulani, which I don't know which it is, but at least he represented us up hivyo kwa stage vizuri. Maybe Kenya felt like a big place. Lakini alisema sisi ni marathoners from the youngest continent in the world. Anyway, what do we say as Kenyans? Tunakubali tu. But I think the nini inapotea the moment we play video, ndio naona maybe connection inakuwa mbadala, connectivity inakuwa offside, but the moment it's just us, it's just good content, yeah. But anyway, I just wanted to do a review of this guy, and of course whatever he has done in the past, whatever. I'll try my best maybe. Like, can I actually? I just want to meet the president on God. I hear this guy lands, he then goes this place. Like, hey, maybe he probably even knows saizi ashajua. In 2 weeks from now, nitakuwa mahali fulani. He knows. He must probably know. In 2 days, I'll be here. Lakini the president wa creative za kusaidia watu, asaidia tu watu, not just giving us speeches. But hapo kwa speeches anakuanga on top. I agree, but now we don't need speeches at this time, but we need other things that maybe they are gonna be helpful to us. Yep. It's a really, it seems to be a very, I probably would just want to meet the president. I think I'd probably just want to meet the president for the sake of just to hear him actually, like, and nimsikie acha hii assumption yenye, these assumptions that we always make, that we imagine and hearing from people and imagining that he might be very good, you know, he's so passionate about what he's talking about. I just love to hear it from him and be like, unajua there are things that you learn ukiangalia tu msee, the genuinity of them saying it. Una feel like ini from the deep heart ya msee. Aongei ndio operation. Unajua kuna hii PR tu mingi wanapiga kuvipindire. Off camera, no nothing. Just hear the president speak. I know it's very hard. That's like trying to what? It's like trying to compete with an elephant. Kunini kudenki, but I wish tu venye wase uongea, it's what is meant kwa roho zao, and maybe they would really mean whatever they want, they say. Angekuwa ametusaidia sana by the president afanye kazi yake. Na sisi hata we will not even want to be presidents. Imagine being in an environment where you can open a business ama utengeneze app fulani, because internet is affordable, power is everywhere. Ukitengeneza application ya kusaidia wase, kama ni wakulima, knowledge iko, wanajua. Uambie kama ni solution ya, for example, keeping records. You know, there are so many things. Kuna fulani tu wase keep records za, wana keeping records za maziwa zao, au wana keeping records za majani zao, au wana keeping, unatafuta idea kingine, unaenda yani you just find something, find a problem, make a solution for it. Unajua this thing is gonna make it. Lakini saa hizi you try and think about that, and ndio maana most people might just end up trying to rob and make money quickly, think of getting to politics, because if you try the right way, it's not possible. Unaangalianga baju unaona bana mpaka mtu wa 17 years bana ako na pesa. I know there's a friend of mine who's employed by I think an 18-year-old or maybe 20, kia ameenda sana. That guy is paying them in 6 figures, but ni mtoto, like, opportunities ziko hapo. You don't need to be a politician, by the way. Utakuwa tu hapo ufikiria, because everything is there for you to use. Unaona, policies ziko, kila kitu yenye unahitaji iko. So hata you would not even know. But I had some guy telling me, but they want to buy for an MCA. Sometimes jua akiingia MCA ni wizi after wizi ya pesa. Lakini imagine you knew you had an idea na utaput about there na ikupee do, ikuwe a successful business. Sasa ubaya hapo unajaribu kufikiria ufungue biashara. Oh Lord. You think of just the thought that unaweza fungua biashara, oh, you go crazy. You go absolutely nuts. Huh? What do you guys think of the president, of this man RUTO? Do you actually think, because nilisikia msaki sema we need to give this guy maybe 25 years. Ndio maybe atusaidie, tukimpea 25 years atakuwa amefanyia kazi nyingine baridi. Tutakuwa tumetulia. What do you guys think? Umse hapo sawa so far? Ama you should like, who's the next guy who's gonna come and, you know, either mess us up or do great things for this country? What do you guys think about the president, William Ruto? We have a thing, man. We have a guy who is promising Misawa. Let him do the very best that he probably can in terms of delivering to the country na kufanya mambo yake. Both of them, of course, thank you so much for coming through. We had Morris K and I think there was Brian something. Nimesahau jina yake. Brian Odhiambo, if I'm not wrong. And to everyone who just, the silent watchers, silent viewers, and everyone, appreciate so much. It's been great. I think we see you tomorrow. This is the 30-day stream. I'm gonna be editing I'm gonna be doing a lot of editing from now henceforth. 10%. What? Wait. In hate speech. In hate ya bure. But seriously, you give him a 10%. Why a 10%? I'd love to know why you give the president 10%. Oh my, 10% ni kidogo. Ni policies mbaya, ni kitu inakaa dictatorship. Mmesikia mtu akisema mambo ya dictatorship, ati the guy is a dictator because akisema ni housing bana, tunajenga manyumba. Hatutaki kusikia hizo story, by the way. Tunajenga nyumba, that is all you want to do. No, I think lakini 10% ni kidogo. 10% is a very small number in terms of that. But 10%, I'm shocked. Really shocked. But I think 10% lakini ni sawa. Let us see him. He's gonna be here for atengeneza two policies, by the way, na to reduce taxes. Taxes nazo ni mingi. Ndio? I think thank you so much, everyone. I respect and of course appreciate all of you for coming to the show, and of course showing love to the show and the stream. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. It's been an amazing 1 hour interaction with you guys, and of course having a great conversation with you. Mr. Borodombe. I think Mr. Borodombe is from Muranga. I'm talking Muranga. But still reside in Muranga County. Borodombe, amazing listener of us from way back then, and a watcher, viewer. Sindio? Thank you so much, everyone. I guess that's pretty much it. What we're gonna do? Let me try find a song.